war. Nuclear war. They're talking about nuclear war. Nuclear war. The nuclear war. They're talking about nuclear war. It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? They're talking about nuclear war. They're talking about nuclear war. It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? If they push that button, your ass got to go. It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? If they push that button, your ass got to go. They're talking about nuclear war. They're talking about nuclear war. If they push that button, your ass got to go. They're talking about this nuclear war. They're talking about nuclear war. If they push that button, your ass got to go. If they push that button, your ass got to go. Gonna blast you so high in the sky. Gonna blast you so high in the sky. You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye. If they push that button. If they push that button. Gonna blast your ass so high in the sky. You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye. If they push that button, if they push that button, you can kiss your ass goodbye. Kiss your ass goodbye. They're talking about nuclear war. They're talking about nuclear war. Radiation. Mutation. Radiation. Mutation. Radiation. Mutation. Fire. Hydrogen bomb. Atomic bomb. Kiss your ass. Goodbye. If they push that button. It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? If they push that button. Your ass got to go. It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? It's a motherfucker. Don't you know? Tell 'em about it, Tyrone.
If you If
Ready to connect. Mic check, mic check. How you doing, everybody? Test, test, test. Am I coming in clear? Or is it way too loud? Happy Friday, everybody. We're just chilling today. Kicking it back, getting into topics, taking calls, taking it easy. Happy Friday. Still no camera on Fridays. You guys just watched The Fallen State? Damn. It was a lot shorter than I thought. I can't believe they ran. Eight 844-900-2229 if you want to call in. Taking calls about anything. Like I said, we're taking it easy today. We got topics. Iran. But not even just so much politics. Even like about the countries, you know. You ever seen this mall in Iran? But anyways. A number of things. We'll be taking it easy. Like I said, I gotta just go through these links. You know, we didn't even have anything prepared, so we'll just take it where it leads us, you know, kind of thing. News is going so fast too about all this mess. 2 weeks, they say, right? 2 weeks, Trump will make his decision. Will they strike Iran? What do y'all think? I'm thinking I'm going to wait and see. You know, I'm going to learn a lot of lessons from all this. I think I'm going to learn a lot of lessons from all this if I just wait, if I just pay attention. It's so interesting. Everybody has something to say, and I think a lot of people are smart, sincerely. The people who know what they're talking about, that are smart, they all agree Iran shouldn't have a nuke. Because, you know, if you've just been watching the conversation on the internet lately, you're just thinking, wow. There's someone out there wants us to leave all these wars, all this stuff. Yeah, that's actually never been the case. America has enemies abroad. And anybody that knows what they're talking about all agree. Sure, you could say how exactly it should happen. And if you piss off the wrong people, they'll call you names. Anti-Semite, this or that. And we've seen some of that revealed, no? Some, you know, Ted Cruz, Tucker, and all that. But Tucker and Ted, you know, no, when you get in your 40s, you start realizing none of them are running things are smart. You know, you might not be onto something, Kevin. Like, they're not that different from from everybody else and what they know. Like Ted Cruz. But Tucker, is he that different? They all want regime change. Even the smart anti-Semite base dissenters. Unless you're a dummy and you're just like, I think, in my opinion, going on with internet hype, and you go on OAN and say, you know who else has nukes? And if they have nukes, pretty much in here, Israel. If you're Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, everybody, even those anti-Semites, don't want Iran to have a nuke. So, for those paying attention, what the? Am I not streaming? Yo, 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 yo. Did I drop or something? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Weird, it just said I wasn't streaming. But anyways. Albert McDade. I disavow that, man. You can't hate. You cannot hate even if you find something distasteful. But he's talking about the guests on the JLP show. The rabbi wife and the male husband there, you know. Shout out to them for coming on. It's no reason for them to have left, sincerely. If they believe what they believe, they should have no problem talking about it. But yeah, I don't know. I find it hard to take like marriage of wife, like a relationship advice from most people. But I find Jewish people do what's it called? They say the woman. It's through the woman that you receive your Jewishness. You got partnership. They're saying it's like in the. I would love to have had that conversation go farther. I would have wanted Jesse to ask him, like, wait, explain to me, how does it that you're connecting the Torah and Jewishness and all that to having a partner? I mean, I'm sure it was just some convoluted woman thing there, because she was like, yeah, you know, the scripture says, oh, what you're saying, right? The man leads, you know, it's like the man should have a helpmate. And, you know, sometimes a support, you know how like a support thing, you lean on like a support thing, but the support thing will push sometimes. It's like, okay, that's cute. So, anyways, I notice people do that with, I mean, for the same reason it's hard to take that same advice from Christians. Straight up. For the exact same reason. Think about it. I kind of see this. I have female pastors too. Rabbi wife. I follow. He's answered so fast about following his wife. He answered so fast. He's like, yes, I follow her. Totally. We're streaming on punchy.tv/anchorbaby, rumble.com/AmericanAnchorbaby. What's up, my viewers on Rumble? Like I said, I got a number of things here to get into. So we're going to do it easy peasy. Let's see if we can work it like this. Is it true America blew up a Spanish ship in 1898 to start their empire? To start this the greatest country? I think this requires some exploration. Hold on. Because there's all this. I learned maybe a couple of interesting things about past actions, right? The dark atrocities of the past. You know, because they say all sorts of people are really evil. They'll say they will say they are genociders and stuff. And should you, I don't know, talk like this, they'll say you're running cover. Look, let me show you. What am I talking about here? I heard America the Spanish fleet, the Spanish-American War. I don't know if did they teach us that? I don't know. They might have taught us that. Mic is rattling a bit. A touch hot. Test, test, test. What if I talk like over here? Mic check, mic check. How's this? How's this? Test, test, test. I heard America. So what was I talking about? I heard America did a false flag basically to start a war with the Spanish. The explosion of the USS Maine. The USS Maine? Remember the USS Maine. Sorry, I like being controversial. Mic check, mic check. Let me know. Am I coming in? Much cleaner now, right? But now it's like maybe... It should be cleaner, but I might still have to boost it. Test, test, test. America does false flags? No! Says Golden Rule TV. Yeah, I sure don't care. I don't think it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. But yeah, remember the USS Maine was the second class battleship that exploded and sank in the Havana Harbor. 1898, killing over 250 sailors. The explosion, believed to have been caused by a fire in the forward coal bunkers, contributed to the outbreak of the Spanish-American War. Oh wait, I wasn't making this up. I was just guessing. We need a moment of silence for human nature, because I was like, remember the U.S. Maine. It's like, that's not even that big of a guess, but they literally, this article here is literally saying that the rallying cry was, remember the Maine. Remember the Maine. And it fueled public opinion against Spain and ultimately led to war. So it's basically, people will do it all the time. We are Uvalde strong. Forget the USS Liberty. Remember the USS Maine. Run and cover. I got the call. I got the check. Money's in the mail, baby. Wait, hold on. I'm getting another call. Don't be so obvious. What? What are they talking about? I'm messing around. Forget the USS Liberty. Look, it's just, call it cover. Call it what I like talking about. Human nature. It's like the same everywhere. Because you could say, wow, the U.S. is evil. The U.S. is evil. What resulted from this? The U.S. seized and annexed Spain's remaining overseas colonies: Cuba, Puerto Rico, Guam, Philippines, and began the U.S. Empire. Can we say that? The U.S. Empire started on the dark side. Something I heard the other day. The dark side, right? They used the dark side of the Force. They used ego mode. They used perfect ego instead of ultra instinct, ultra ego. And I think it's fine. I think it's kind of like, you could imagine if you were another country at that time. Maybe you can imagine. I'm not saying it's fine or good. Look, I'm not. Before I make any moral statement, consider what another country at that time could have been thinking. Like, damn, this American empire is they got tentacles coming out and taking over everything. It's scary. And I'm sure it could be, in a sense. It's not like America was all good. Call me not a patriot. You know what else I heard? Now this one I really can't confirm. About that USS Liberty. You know, there's this guy, Admiral Thomas Moore, former chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff. He came out, so basically, if you don't know about the freaking thing, Israeli forces attacked an American intelligence ship, the USS Liberty, 1967. 34 crew members died. Israel claimed it was a case of mistaken identity. Okay, it was an Egyptian vessel, they thought. The U.S. officially accepted this explanation. I wasn't there. And so people are mad about that, right? They say, I don't know if they're really our allies. You know, they're willing to start wars. They're willing to push things. But here's the weird thing. Some of the smartest people I know, and this stuff I don't know. I'll tell you when I don't. I'll tell you what's my opinion. I'll tell you these things, but I'll speak freely. The smartest people I know, they say Lyndon B. Johnson, and these are known allegations, but like they say no conclusive evidence. So, straight up, you could give the alternative view all you want, but you have to also say what you don't know. And maybe you could call me 844-900-2229, but here's what I know. And I'm telling you, they say no conclusive evidence, but the smartest people I know say this was Lyndon B. Johnson involved. They wanted this war. They were working it, in some way. Thomas Moore, this Joint Chief of Staff Admiral, accused Johnson, LBJ of just this. And, so what am I getting? It's like, okay, can you never criticize? Can you not say? Are you not allowed to say that America? Hey, I have questions about America joining Iran. This Iran war. Is this just going to be Iraq? It's the point is, it's a cost. It's a major burden. People are done with it in a sense. In many ways, they're done with it, at least for now. I don't know what to say. What I'm saying with that is, they just have a different priority. America first. We're thinking about us. We got homeless. We got this and that. You want to start another war, right, Iraq? So can you not say that? I don't think you can't. You could totally say that. You could totally have your questions about it. But this whole evil, these are evil. Well, what am I saying now? It's just this evil, ascribing these especially evil things. You're not paying attention to the situation now. We're still waiting on 2 weeks. This really is weird territory. Who knows? Imagine 2 weeks happens. And imagine Trump does something that you just don't expect. So I'm just saying, we got to see. And then this war, should a war happen? I don't know. I just don't know. It'll be a huge cost. I understand the people saying to not do it. They don't know what it will turn into. I mean, I hear, like, for example, this war on terror. What's needed? Look, what's needed in the world is strong men. People think. I was hearing this conversation about regime change in Israel. Like, they should just remove Netanyahu. do people think that's really going to bring peace? Even removing any of these other Islamic people, even though everyone who even dissents agrees, Khamenei, Iran's current regime, and nuclearization, I don't know. So before you think you're smart dissenting on the internet, like, no, you should leave those Iranian people alone. It's like, yeah, the security apparatus, the intelligence agencies, Tucker, Ted, the left, the right, the Democrats, Trump, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, Jesse, Hake. Yeah, they all agree. They all think Iran shouldn't have a nuke. So, before you think, hey, you can't do a single thing in that region because that means you're not being America first. Literally everyone who's been pushing America first, I just mentioned, doesn't want Iran to be nuclearized. So, it seems like some people got to grow up. I'm thinking maybe there will be a splendid isolation in the future. I don't know, but that was never even in the cards if you've really been paying attention. And I don't think I even knew all this. Right? Because if you really heard Trump from the beginning, he's like, no, I don't want them. They can't have a nuke. Yeah, no new wars, and yet there's still yet to be one. But there's been abroad actions, global actions. Every president, Trump, Obama, Bush, every president, it's global. We've global enemies, regime change every year. Like not every year, but since the Cold War, folks. And then you go outside and you start protesting, wearing keffiyehs, those scarves, saying the Zionists, the Palestinians, free Palestine. Like you're just like taking on like Muslim in the Palestinian world's arguments. You're not realizing they hate you. And another thing too, though, as I'm speaking freely and rambling about the war and all this in the world, I'm not. Here's the thing about that too. This whole world global thing, this fight. Everyone agrees Iran shouldn't be nuclearized. All the people that are smart and they got their head in the game, and I think about that. There's a lot of people in that space pushing. This is when you see the intellectual underpinnings of the people who are behind Israel, like Rabbi. Did you see this Shmuley guy talking with Alex Jones? That's not fair. That guy's insane. I don't think that guy's fair to represent Jewish people. That guy's literally an insane person. But what I'm getting at is there's this notion of, well, we're holding back this barbarian, the brown barbarians, and although I can agree to something like that I don't want that I don't want the Iranians to have nukes. When I look across the Muslim world, it's not all like that. And if you call me Nick's being diverse. It's like, I think the people need to be separate. Okay, unless you show me some amazing utopia where you could do it. Like, I think that races need to be separate. Call me a racist, but in my world, all the races can be strong and amazing and separate. And if people want to go make a country that's where they live together, go ahead and do it. But I'm just not convinced that we need to kill Muslims. Like, call me, like, what I'm getting at is, in this talk of the security apparatus and the big problem, there's a contingency that I don't know, pushes because where does it stop? They say the Muslim world, we're holding the Muslim world back. This enemy, we regime change this one, and then that one, and then that one. Let me tie it all together. What I'm talking about: strong men in the region, and not killing Muslims. And I don't know. Do we need it? What are you getting at? What's the logical conclusion at the end of the Muslim world? Like, there's I think other ways. And if you notice, all these regime changes have left vacuums of power that have brought in way worse things. Al Qaeda, blah blah blah. And then it's like the weird double play where the West funds a lot of this stuff. It's crazy. And I can show you proof on that, but like articles, it's interesting. But look, with these vacuums of power, with the regime change, you get all these people, and you lose what may have been a strong person, right? You want to get rid of Netanyahu, you want to get rid of an Assad, you want to get rid of a Gaddafi. Look at what has happened. So this concept of this Muslim world. I don't know. When I follow some of the logical conclusion of some of this stuff, it's like to get rid of the Muslim world. I'm not with that. I don't get it. I think the Abrahamic religions, like they all came. You could say Judeo, Islam, Christianity. Like you could really, in my mind, and someone can tell me, right? Because I grew up different, but they have a long history of conflict, and I know they came from something, and I like people that are these thinkers. They'll young and old. They find a commonality between them, and they'll say no, like we share a common thing. I'll see Muslims that see Jesus as as a messenger of God, and they'll say Judeo-Christianity. Jesus was a Jew, but they share. They also have a long history of conflict, much longer in our recent history. Major conflict, but what does this mean? Are we saying eradicate each other? The end? I don't know about that. So I'm just not with those. I can't follow that all the way. Like, let's go and end Islam. Like, so I don't know. There might be another way. So the Muslim world. Yeah, I know. I get it. You're saying the Muslim world has been invading our land. We aren't neighbors with those crazies. Okay. But the thing is, look, this whole thing about neighbors too. They're all the way over there. So I'm just not even convinced. Now this immigration has brought a bunch, and it's got to stop. But even the ones I've met, even the ones I grew up with, they're not. I don't know if they're compatible with the West, but even sometimes when they're westernized, straight up. But they're not like all terrorists. I don't know how else to put it. Interesting, Kevin Howe. Thank you. Noted. But anyways, where was I? Just kind of talking about the world here, so because I just can't get with it. So in this conversation, there's a lot of smart talking about the security apparatus and what we should do. Maybe Iran should be dealt with, broken up, taken out, nuclear weapons taken out, or it should be a check in the region or regime. I think that's all possible options on the table. I say let the president handle it. I'm going to learn a lot as we watch all this. And then there's all these other conversations, right? I see it all. It's like they're all, there's different groups and people and motivations, and they're all kind of trying to pull the attention and conversation their way. Right? Some it's like we need security in the region. For others it's beyond Iran. We need to eradicate Islam. For others it's we need to eradicate Jews. So the more I listen, the more I think about it, it's like, wow, I'm kind of glad, at least for now, that Trump is there doing it, making it happen, making his best try. So this is an interesting 2 weeks. We'll see what happens with all this. I've heard a lot of interesting things. I'm personally learning a lot. Taking no sides. You look, 844-900-2229. You got stuff on your mind. I'm sure we can get into it. But yeah, the Spanish got wrecked in 1898. Let's go. I guess for America. But the Spanish will rise again or something. That's the other side of my DNA talking. DNA doesn't talk, Anchor Baby. How you doing, Chase, LARPing, Base, Conquistador, Zazen? Welcome, everybody. How you doing? Everything is fake. Albert. Jabrail, Final Frontier. Aaron, look, let's get to some super chats. I see my viewers over there on amazing on rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. We got some fun things too, just random things. We'll be streaming for a while. Let's just take it easy. Let's just take it easy peasy. A little bit of history for you, I guess. Some say Iran already has DOS nukes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Iran don't want no smoke. What's up? We got Alberto, I think. I think this is Alberto. Someone in Arizona. We got Arizona. How you doing on the air? Mic check, mic check. Alberto, Arizona. How you doing, sir? Let's see. Is it my end? Oh, no. He hung up. Okay, yeah, that's going. 844-900-2229. Let's see here. Continue allowing stealth, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we good. This is settled. Call me back. In fact, I could probably test this myself right now. 2229. See if I answer. Test. Yeah, okay, so callers, if you call me, I just tested it, so 844-900-2229. Where were we? You ever been homeless at 17?
I don't know if I want to cry or laugh right now. I'm crying right now because I got mixed emotions. I don't know if I want to cry or laugh right now. If I break down in this video. Like y'all know, I'm a kid right now, and my family ain't always been in the best financial situation. So, you know, I ain't always had everything or whatever growing up, everything I wanted. So once I got my hands on some little money, I was trying to help. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to help everybody. Ain't nobody trying to help me, bro. I'm out here alone. I ain't even had no time to think about what's going on in my life. I just gotta stay on the move, bro. Every day, I gotta figure out, folks, where I'm finna lay my head at, bitch, where I'm finna eat, where I gotta do this and all that, folks. I ain't even had no time to think. I'm just not thinking about this shit. I've been homeless for about damn near a week now.
Yo, who's got it hard like this, though? Who's got it as bad as this?
Whatever growing up, everything I wanted. So once I got my hands on some little money, I was trying to help. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to help.
Wait, trying to help who? I thought you were totally alone. You had nobody, like some completely nobody.
If I break down in this video.
Sorry, am I nitpicking? This guy's telling me. This guy's revealing his whole life. I should just be listening and just, like, you know, hearing him out, right?
Like y'all know, I'm a kid right now. And my family ain't always been in the best financial situation. So you know, I ain't always had everything or whatever growing up, everything I wanted. So once I got my hands on some little I gotta figure out, folks, where I'm finna lay my head at, bitch, where I'm finna eat, where I gotta do this and all that, folks. I ain't even had no time to think.
He's young, guys. You guys are like being kind of too hard, no? 17. He probably has he ever had a job before? Maybe not. Maybe he's never had a job. So it's a little like, you know, it's like, okay, I don't even know what to do. I gotta Google this. I gotta Google this now. So, you know, you kind of being maybe a little hard, like he could be kind of going through it, even though he's being emotional and fake and phony. You know,
I gotta figure out, folks, where I'm finna lay my head with family,
and maybe even exaggerating and stretching it. I have nobody,
friends, and
except all. You know, a family, and you know, they told me I have to, like, they don't really have money, and we fight, and that's why I got kicked out. Or I don't know.
Oh, even my family, some of them know I don't got nowhere to go. Where y'all think I'm finna go? I'm 17. I just got my job
17,
back.
Just 17.
What the fuck y'all think I'm finna do? What I'm supposed to do out here? I gotta depend on somebody till at least next year so I could get a house.
Depend on somebody? I thought you were totally alone.
My name, I can't even do that right now. I'm fucked. I hate that I had to be put in this position. Like, why I had to be born into this shit? I ain't do shit wrong to nobody. Even what they trying to say I did do, I did not do. Didn't employ.
Wait, what? I didn't do it? Wait, I didn't do? No, man.
Employers don't want to let you work. I'm willing to be one of the hardest working workers. Little do y'all know.
I believe it. Just go out and do it.
Folks, I'm alone,
make it happen,
folks.
Man.
I don't got nobody to talk to about shit.
Get a haircut.
I can't go to nobody.
You don't need to. This is the part. right here. This is the part right here.
Oh, folks.
This is the part right here. Because we were just playing around. But wait, hold up.
I'm alone, folks. I don't got nobody to talk to about shit. I can't go to nobody and talk to them about nothing, folks.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That is perfect, man. You don't need to go to anybody. To talk about what? Your feelings. They're just going to hold you back. Try and make you feel better. And you won't learn a thing. You won't go through the fire. See what the fire's trying to teach you. No. See, the world doesn't have love, okay, man? You're going to go out there like this, and they're going to chew you up. They're going to use you while you use them. You feel a little better, but you rot yourself. You kill yourself a little bit more inside because you can't go stronger. So when the real waves come, it's just going to wash you away. So there's nobody you need to tell your feelings to. Delete this video. Delete this. Delete this. And feel like this. Feel crazy. Feel sad. And sleep outside if you have to. Feel crazy and sad. And feel crazy and sad and cut your hair and be like, wow, I'm cutting my hair in this sink of this public bathroom. That's so crazy right now, but whatever. And then feel crazy and sad and wash your face and like smell better and go find some work and then wash your face and try and find, then feel crazy and sad and get it and try and work but anyways, I guess that's crazy, right? I guess you could tell that to anybody. We could look at him. It's like, I'll say that to myself. You're probably all watching this like, yeah, Nick, you so right, Nick. And it's like we say that about ourselves, right? It's like everybody knows the answer. It's crazy. We just love our health. Yeah, Nick, Nick, you so right. You tell that.
Real life. Just gotta deal with this shit, folks. I just gotta deal with it,
if
bro.
He crying, he lying.
And that motherfucker always got so much to say, bro. And they don't know my position.
He's probably I do call it cutting him slack, but it's not even like the slack you think I'm cutting him. It's just, he is 17. Have you seen the black communities? He's 17. Like, there are things to not to consider. I'm just, if you wanted to understand him, which you don't have to do that. If you don't have to do that. But we got Alberto back. I think we got Alberto back. How you doing? Alberto, Arizona. Oh,
Hello?
Hold on. Hey, I hear you loud and clear, Alberto. Can you hear me now?
Oh, my bad. I tried calling earlier, but it wasn't working.
No
I
problem.
just want
Okay.
to say what's up to you guys. I've been a big fan of you, also JLP. And what I wanted to ask, I was calling to get some advice because I'm 18. I got a job. I'm working to I got an ID. I got God dang, I'm nervous, Nick. I never called.
No problem,
man.
man. Hey, I want to check
like,
first.
Really nervous.
I just want to check first if you can hear me clearly.
Yes,
So
I
we can have
hear
a
you.
good conversation. Great. Okay, no problem, Alberto. We're chilling in the chill stream, so take it easy. Take a moment to breathe. Take a moment. You don't need to be quick. You just need to be clear.
All right. Well,
And even then, we'll work with
what I
it.
wanted to ask was like if you have like any advice, because like I'm 18, I just
Mhm.
graduated high school back in May, and I secured a job.
Nice. So you're 18. You secured a job. Do you live at home with the fam?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice, man. So tell me about it. What'd you call in about? What is it that you're seeking from me?
Well, basically just like advice, like like getting your money up and that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and also like, cause like I have this like this fear of like in the real world, like cause I'm gonna be going to college in August for cybersecurity, and the thing is that like I'm worried about is like loan debt, like student loan debt, and uh, turning in stuff.
That's cool. But so, is this your first job?
Yeah, it's my first job.
That's cool. What'd you land? If you could say, you don't have to say where you work or the company.
Fast food.
Unless it's just a big
The
fast
fast
food
food.
company. Hey, what are we eating? What are we eating?
Chicken.
Hey. Is it a big fast food chain?
Yeah,
Which one is it?
it's KFC.
Let's go, KFC. Free KFC. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Are you making gains? Are you also working out?
Well,
With the free
that's the
KFC,
thing.
this is your pathway to gains. But don't worry about that right now.
Thing is, motivation. I have not gone to the gym this week. Last week, I mean, there's been times where I do go, like, let's say, like on a Monday and Tuesday, and then the rest of the week I don't go.
Okay.
It's because in the morning, when I
Monday and
wake
Tuesday is already, that's already like 60% of all the workout I do in 1 week.
yeah, but
Why,
like,
do you think you got to go every day or
like
something?
when I wake, yeah, like I want to go every day to get like to get like big and
Are you
that kind of
D's?
thing. But like,
Are you jacked right now?
no, I'm skinny fat.
Oh, then no, you definitely don't need to go every day. What the? You start when you go every day, it's because you've already developed so much muscle that to keep up,
Well,
you
because it's
really
well,
don't need to do that, especially at your stage.
well, I want to. Well, my goal is like to get to 170 because I want to be like this UFC fighter, George St. Pierre. He's 170.
Huh? You said you want to lose weight to 170?
No. I want to gain because right now I'm
Nice.
147.
Do the most classic thing, man. Strong lifts. 3 days a week. Don't make it over. Don't overcomplicate it. 40 minutes. That's all I
Okay.
spend. And as long as those numbers are going up, your strength or whatever, you're set. And just take it easy. Be patient. No need to overdo it.
Let's see what else.
But that's the same with this job
yeah,
too.
man.
No need to overdo anything.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're about to start a job. You're about to do your first job. You're about to start saving your money. And you're already worried about getting in debt. Can you tell me a little bit about this college?
I applied for financial aid, and I'm in the process of completing the financial aid thing online and all that. So. Yeah.
Financial aid. So is
And
this
I'm
you're
gonna
going
have
into? It's cybersecurity. You said.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? It's as opposed. Is it different than like?
Well,
It's like
basically
a trade. You're going to a
cybersecurity is
trade.
like-
It sounds like it.
Huh?
It sounds like a trade.
No, it's not a trade. It's Well, first I wanted to go into the trades, but then I was like, eh. So I went into cybersecurity, and basically it's like you work with computers. It's like
Yeah.
computer science,
I understand.
and you can get jobs at like Microsoft and Apple and stuff like that.
What do they teach you? Like coding and like what do you kind of like deeper
Yeah.
things like that?
Yeah, coding and like
cool,
how to
man.
prevent. It's like helping people like on how to not get hacked.
Right.
And
Here's the thing about all that, about I guess life and career and stuff. It all has its natural progression. So you'll think to yourself, you'll go into this cybersecurity thing right now, which sounds like there's work there. There sounds like there's all sorts of there's a whole industry there, a whole world where you could find work. And as you advance in that world, you'll see what to do next. You'll see wow, you know what? It's been a few years I've been studying. I met somebody who's in this kind of job or that kind of thing. You know what? This education is taking me down to be a graphic designer. You just never know. You know what I mean? Like, just keep it open, take it easy. The worst thing you could do is get in your head and freak out, man. That's literally, you can't mess anything up. The only thing you can mess up is going nuts in your head. You can't mess this up, man. You're chilling. You're about to like learn, get educated. Let me ask you: how did you get into college? Is this something you had an idea before? Have you considered working in this field before even entering college?
Well, when I was
I've heard that
when
you
I
can
was,
enter. I've heard that there are like work. There is internships and work that you can find in this entry level positions that you don't necessarily need, to see what it's like, earn some money. I'm just asking if you considered that.
well, when I was a little bit younger, like, see how I think it was like 12 or something, um, like I was always on the computer, like playing games on the computer and stuff like that. And I'm like, and I watched these YouTubers like show their like setups and like computers and all that, like graphics cards and processors and that kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, maybe I can go to college or something. I can get a job like with this, like building computers and that kind of thing.
I think you'll find a lot of success keeping an open mind and just knowing that you want to work in this field in general, and being grateful with whatever you get, and being able to grow with whatever you get. If I was in your position and the things that you were interested in, I imagine I went to college but just found myself or got a job at Microsoft or something, just doing anything. I'd be happy to just grow my way and see where I end up, And I think you'll just find a lot of success having that mentality and approach. I knew this young guy. He had his mind super set on this one thing, and basically, to summarize, he was about to go try out for a big sports team, and he wanted this specific team so badly. He's like, "This is my team. I love my team." And I'm looking at him like, man, wouldn't you imagine if you could play for any team at all? You'd be happy playing soccer? Imagine that. So just that kind of open mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I still get to do what I love, or something like that. Anything besides that, you've yet to start anything. No need to concern. You make that paycheck, start putting it away, and keep it up, man. Like, it's the world's your oyster. You're 18.
Yeah, man. Nick.
Talk to me.
Nick,
What's up?
did you watch sports? I'm a big sports fan. Did you watch the game yesterday?
Which game?
Basketball, Pacers and Thunder.
I didn't. No, I don't watch basketball like that.
Oh, you don't watch basketball? You watch soccer? Are you a
No,
soccer
not
fan?
even soccer anymore. I used to watch way more soccer.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even watch
Jesse,
soccer anymore.
I've been a fan of Jesse, you, Hake, and Joel.
Nice, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. How long you been listening to Jesse?
I think junior or senior year of high school.
Wow. That's cool to have you around that long.
And like his church and all that. Started listening to the stuff that he says and his advice and all that, like getting a job and God and things like that.
So did you forgive your parents?
No.
Are you gonna do it on your way out? Oh wait, are you living in the dorms, or what's going on with college?
No. I'm going to community college.
Oh, cool. That's better, I think.
In August. Right now I'm living
for what you're doing, I think.
Right now I'm living with my parents.
Okay, cool. Gonna hold on, maybe? Gonna hold off? No, I'm joking. You'll have to ask Jesse about it. If you see you need to, I'm not trying to tell you to do something. But anyways, man, 18, you've been listening for a bit. You're about to get this done. When do you start college?
I have to check. Maybe in August I start.
Is it going to be expensive?
No, it's going to be covered because I applied for financial aid.
Well, there you go, man. Keep it up. Look, just work your job, head down. The only thing you can mess up is like freaking out, man, and get in your head and getting some idea. Keep it. Slow down. The slower you go, the faster you'll get there.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you, Nick, for giving me that advice. And I want to say, Amazing.
Heck yeah, man. Appreciate your call, Alberto.
All right.
Arizona.
Thank you,
Right
man.
on. Call me again. Tell me how it goes.
Yep, I will.
Tell me about it.
All right. Yep. All right. Take care.
All right. 844-900-2229. Young man. How does financial aid work? Okay. I got some callers here. Very nice. Thank you so much. 844-900-2229. I think we got Alex. I think we got an Alex on the air. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, Nick, how are you, man?
All is well, man. Thank you for your call.
Nice. I was listening to, is it Alberto or Albert?
Yeah, Alberto.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was a kid. I wish someone had told me, 'cause I started to figure this out later in my late 20s, that the only education you really need is just to show up on time, have a good attitude, and do the best you can. And if you do all three at the same time, you're like a unicorn. You're just an impossibly rare person, unfortunately, in this day and age. And people who are of consequence they'll help you out because they'll want to keep you around. And,
that is a good point.
No matter what it is that he does. Yeah.
You can't lose. I mean, that's a winning strategy. Say those three again.
Show up on time, have a good attitude, and do your best. And you're the only person in the room who really knows if you're doing all three of those to the best of your ability.
Yeah, man.
You know,
and if you stay honest with that, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but people will notice. They'll notice because everybody does two. Like that's a common person who does two. But you know, that's just ordinary. If you do only one, you're a loser.
Stop calling me out.
But if you but you know what I mean? It's like, but if you're doing all three at the same time, then, you know, not just occasionally, but at the same time.
Right.
That's
deep.
It's a winning combination because I can teach you anything that you need to know in order to be good at something. If you're on time, I can count on you. If you got a good attitude, you're not a curmudgeon and bummer to be around. And if I know that you're doing the best you can, you're not like phoning it in. You're not like kind of half working, half not working. You know.
Deep, man. So, you can't lose that way. You just can't lose.
Yeah, everything else is easy. But the reason why I called was to ask. I was something kind of occurred to me. The other day, I think it was yesterday. Oh, it was yesterday or today? I can't remember. But when I was kind of reflecting on the experience or the condition of like black folks and how they perceive white people, and the condition of like the Jews when they left Egypt. And it's so interesting to me because I started just kind of seeing all these parallels that were kind of I thought was fascinating. Tell me if I'm you know, reading more into this than is actually there, but it seems almost like like different magnitudes of the fallen state are represented really well in how the Jews treated God when they had this deliverance from Egypt, and how we'll take that for starters, I guess, where not only did they were they really stubborn about it and they wanted to justify their position. First, they're elated, and it seems like it's all great. You know, they've got this guy to lead them out of there.
When they left.
Yeah, and then they left. Yeah. Yeah, at first it sounds like a great situation. Everything's going to be great. And he puts Moses to lead them.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this leader, and you know, because Moses is just a man. He still doesn't quite overcome his anger. That's one of the reasons why he doesn't end up entering the promised land. But
he smacked that rock.
all these, you know what I mean? It's interesting. And so what do? They rebel against God. They start worshiping false idols. They fall into debauchery and you know, whatever they're doing at the base of the mountain. You know, they're worshiping false idols and golden calves and all this stuff. It's a mess.
Right.
And it's interesting too, because it's kind of like how, you know, they're so concerned about this hierarchy, this superiority and inferiority thing, when it's just an illusion. So they beg for a leader, they beg for a king, they beg for judges, and so God gives them all these judges and these kings and these leaders who are very like cruel. You know, a lot of these guys are, you know, rough dudes who are leading the Jews because they're just so wild and hard to, you know, they're stubborn and hard-headed and all this stuff. And so it's interesting because it's like you don't really need a leader. You can be this child of God, but it's just this constant thing that just keeps on cycling over and over and over again. I also found it interesting too that traditionally Judaism is passed down maternally.
I heard that too.
You're not considered a real Jew unless your mom was Jewish, and so there's this real deep connection with the mother being the sort of it's a very matriarchal society as opposed to a patriarchal society, which is kind of interesting because the rabbis are supposed to be men, but yet, you know, your Jewishness is only valid if you're.
Oh, so is that so? The rabbis are supposed to be men, and I mean, they still have this order. Do they have the order or what? Like, I don't understand that.
I'm not sure about that. But I do know that like there's a tradition of like the mother carrying your legitimate Jewish.
That's why I can't take marriage advice from them. But I don't know if we could take advice from many people.
But then you look at like how it's a very, very mama-oriented cultures as well. You know what I mean? Like the black culture in America, anyways, is very mother-centric. You know,
big time.
And it's interesting all these parallels.
Truly.
I think it seems, or at least it appears that it's like these different amplitudes of that. This represents all these different conditions and fallen states, you know, where you're begging for a leader, and they're always begging for leaders. We need someone. No one showed us that there was a caller on Jesse's show earlier, this black guy who was talking about how, you know, they didn't choose to be taken out of Africa, but they got taken out of Africa, and nobody showed them how to do anything right, and that's why they're in the condition they're in. And it's like
the caller, you know, on
I mean?
Jesse's show.
Talk
about ancestral debt.
Right. And it's so that's when it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, it's like no wonder the blacks say that they're the original Jews, because they empathize with them in so many different
the same
ways.
Spirit. And so the fallen state is what you're talking about. Look, can I ask you about that? Like on this, what you're talking about. I was listening to Maze earlier today, talking with James Hake on the Hake Report, and she brought up something that she always brings up. It's like, why are you guys bringing up videos or anything about blacks when I can show you a video or anything about white people doing something? They kill, they have gangs, they have dumb people, they have blah, blah, blah. And I was listening to her, and I'm like, okay, I've heard this before. It's just like, you can't talk about black people because I'll just show you something white people did. How are we ever going to... Right, I've heard this before. But this time I heard her, and I was thinking to myself, wait, hold up. in a sense, Maze is correct, and allow me to explain. In a sense, she's right that it's. I mean, in a very basic sense. Yeah, you can find killers, gangs. You can find it all in all the cultures. But I would on this big topic in question, I would want to ask her and anyone agree with her. The question that remains for me is, do we know? How do I put this? Would black people have a similar crime rate, I guess, if they didn't have this story to fall back on of racism, oppression, etc.? Like, do we know what that even looks like? I think the honest answer to that is we don't know.
Well, I mean, think about. You know what's interesting too is that, and this is not just for blacks or Jews or whoever. This applies. And one of the things that I noticed was that when I was thinking about the similarities between these different representations of this fallen state in like Exodus, shall we say, and the condition that the blacks are in, it's like I'm looking at myself too. Like when I was in a much worse condition, I'm like, man, I blamed other people for my own wickedness. I was full of all kinds of like, angst towards God. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I worshipped women. You know what I mean? I worshipped my mother and all this stuff.
Right.
And it just brought me pure hell. And it wasn't until, I started kind of waking up when it was like, holy smokes, it's the same thing. And then you blame it on these identities. Oh, it's because I'm black, or because that I'm like this, or it's because I'm Jewish that I'm neurotic, or it's because I'm, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, people say, oh, it's a Jewish thing, you wouldn't understand, or it's
self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's a white. You know what I mean? It's a Mexican thing. You know what I mean? You don't know because you're not a Mexican.
And that's how culture gets passed on. It's all connected. It's the body, the flesh, the thoughts, the culture of it. And it's a self reproducing, replicating
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Man, Alex.
Yeah,
go on.
I know. It's just funny because I always felt uncomfortable identifying with things. I did, but there was something that felt wrong about it. Because I would always find out that whatever it was I identified with turned out to be not really true exactly, and I would find flaws in it constantly, and so it was always a weird thing to identify with something, which brings me back to that whole thing when Jesse says you gotta become nothing, and it's like it's because you're free with your nothing. There's you can just see, and it's I don't know. Anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. Now you called me the other day, didn't you? That you were seeing new things about yourself. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a good call.
You a couple times. Yeah. Yeah, man. The other thing that blew my mind this week was neither agree nor disagree. That question, because I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I don't like doing this, but I actually wrote it down just because I didn't want to forget it.
No problem.
But it was if you neither agree nor disagree, because if you agree or disagree, you're picking up an identity by doing that. And if you're neither agreeing or disagreeing, there's all that's left is the truth. There's nothing left to defend or to fight for. It just is what it is. Just simply, that's it. Water's wet.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I want to hear Jesse out on this one too. I was thinking something like
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know.
Water's wet, right?
That
just
was
is. You'd see the truth, maybe. Because that's all you'd have left.
Yeah, that's all.
Nothing's in the way of it.
That's all that remains. You're not aligning yourself with anything. Like, you don't have to choose a side. You know what I mean? You can just be.
Interesting,
Period.
man.
You know what I mean?
I think so. I can't.
Anyways,
The ballpark, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, that was interesting.
Alex, man, appreciate your call. Call me again. All right. I don't know if he dropped there, but bye, Alex. Take care, man. Appreciate your call. That was nice. Awesome call. Have you guys seen the Supreme Leader of Iran's tweets? This guy has an amazing collection of tweets. Twitter/X is interesting for this reason. Because the Supreme Leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Sayyid al-Khamenei, the Supreme Leader, has had an extensive account on X for many years. Going back to 2013, even more. People have been searching through his tweets lately, and there's some interesting ones. Let me see if we can find some funny ones. Let's see if we can find some. The Supreme Leader. What the heck is what is this? Khamenei _IR wrote back in 2013. I went to school with a cloak since first days. It was uncomfortable to wear it in front of other kids, but I tried to make up for it by being naughty and playful. What? This is really him, right? This is the verified account. That's him. Khamenei IR. Hey. It's called being a kid. Relatable. So relatable. He's a real guy. He's just a real guy. I need to follow him. Oh, no way. I'm already following. He's a real guy, okay? This is Trump. This is Trump reacting to the cloak tweet. Here's another one. March 2018. Women are stronger than men. Women can completely control and influence men with their wisdom and delicacy. May 11th, 2013. 2 days before my birthday. I guess, I don't know why he wrote May 11th. Maybe he's retweeting it, like a reposting. Is he reposting? He lost some people in the comments. The ladies are happy, though. Thank you, Ayatollah Khamenei. Let's go. This guy gets it. This guy knows. This guy also, you're an incel. You don't get women. The Supreme Leader understands women. and is he wrong necessarily? Should they do this? Should this be your reality? Maybe no. But also, at the same time, you can't hate what you've been born, the sin you were born into, the flesh you were born into. You cannot hate it. That's how you were made. That's how you came about. And it's true, right? Women can't completely control, influence men with their variables. We could use variables. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Wisdom and delicacy. Let's just leave it at that. He's not wrong. He lost some people with that one, though. Let's do a little search of his tweets. Let's unzoom this. Okay, how do we search his tweets? How do we do that? Advanced search. The search women. Even though there are physical differences between men and women in their appearance, one is taller, has a deeper voice, they both possess infinite potential in terms of their intellectual and spiritual capabilities and aren't different from each other in this. You guys don't understand the supreme leader, Ayatollah of Iran. And this is not me supporting Iran. They can't have a nuke. And literally everybody smart agrees on that. Yo, wait, hold up. About a century ago in Europe, they said women should have financial independence and freedom. This idea looked good on the surface, but what was the underlying reality? Their factories needed workers. They wanted to hire women to be laborers and pay them less than men. Directionally based, but lost me. Wait, what? I'll be right back. I don't have a camera, not yet. Not in the alt, not in the side studio. We'll come back to the Ayatollah.
There you go.
What's up with Will Smith lately?
About to do some investing. Spend it on you and your bestie. You and your twin on your jet ski. I'll change your life if you let me. Girls. Yeah. I like pretty girl. Yeah. I like pretty girl. Yo, I like pretty girl. Hey! Rita Ora, ladies and gentlemen. Rita Ora in the building. In the section. Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Will Smith in London? Is this London?
I like pretty girls. That's crazy. See, that's how that song works. You
Send him to Iran. What the?
just put it on, they just show up. Yeah.
I'm not repeating that, chat. I like pretty girls. So I guess this is a random. He didn't expect Rita Ora to show up. I don't even know her that well. I just scroll Daily Mail. That's how I know your name, Miss Rita Ora. And I'm just way too familiar with your yo-yo weight. And hey, look, it happens. It's called bulking and cutting. Okay, but Rita, I think she just showed up. That's kind of cool, right? It's kind of like shout out, like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I guess if you're Will Smith, you can make a crowd happen. That's pretty solid, pretty sweet. I like pretty girls. Who likes the song? You guys are saying midlife crisis. Look, we could get to the criticism. I can't help, but look, after all that, after you can see how this came about. You can see the inception already. Sitting at home on your home chair, you know how this came about. You understand the inception. It's like, okay, all the bad press, all the aura loss. This guy is in an aura deficit. Okay, if you understand, your aura is like your social credit, essentially. Okay, and he is in an amazing aura debt, like you wouldn't understand. Besides the slap, what's worse than that? Not even know if it's worse, but besides the slap, this man has incurred an aura debt so deep. I mean, he had his wife go on multiple shows and basically dog him out. Go on, make a whole podcast and put the family's business out there. So you can see the inception. When I saw this, I'm like, yeah, you like pretty girls, Will Smith, not like Jada. But I'm a cynic, right? I gotta drop that. That's terrible. Like, yeah. So I gotta, after all that and public opinion and everybody giving him L's, I can't help but side with him in a sense, right? Circle the wagons. I circle the wagons. But what can I say? I like him. I like Will Smith. I think when you're in a position like his, you can only grow. Not only grow. I guess you can't get just crazy. And I don't know him that well. I've seen some interesting things. Didn't he say something pretty deep in a Punchy TV episode? If I remember, he said something pretty darn deep about pain and suffering. It's just true. So it's like, yeah, I kind of like the don't care. I like pretty girls. It's like, heck yeah, Will, you like pretty girls. We all love pretty girls. And young pretty girls with hair. No, okay, I should chill. But here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. Is that whoever pushed him along, whoever helped him, should get fired.
A problem ever since I was a little boy, Actually,
I didn't see the beginning of this. Hold up. Wait, I didn't see the beginning of this because what I was about to say is, look, did you even get like that? Were the girls even that pretty? The song and all that. It was like, did you need to do this right? It came off wrong. But I'm looking at the beginning here. Will Smith might be a more layered guy than you think. Hold up.
It's been a problem ever since I was a little boy. You know, actually, I think it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. I thought I had it under control, but I'm literally experiencing it right now, like literally this second.
Oh. And
Uh-oh.
how would you define this problem?
No, she's pretty.
Can you make me understand?
Mrs. Therapist, let me tell you.
I like pretty girls.
Let's go.
I love pretty girls.
Wait. Okay, that brought me back a bit.
I like.
Okay, anyways, then we see the girl. It's like, okay, we could look. I like the guy. But the aura debt, I think, actually, he made it worse. This is what I'm trying to say here. Out of love, not out of even like, oh, Will Smith is nobody. Like, he's more interesting than you think. That being said, whoever is his team, whatever it is, I think it remains to be seen. We'll see. Give it some time. We'll see where the aura settles. Maybe this will be a summer bop. Maybe it totally changes. It's a summer bop. But I think the aura debt. I think the aura debt has deepened. I think that's the problem. That's the problem I'm having with it. So if I may be honest, I think the aura debt is a chasm now. It's deeper.
Like pretty girls.
Hey, you know what? Even if I'm right about my perception of Will, my personal thing, it doesn't change. I think I'm still correct on the aura thing because of the public perception, even if the public is stupid. Where was I?
Girls. I love pretty girls. Girls. You don't gotta wait in line tonight. You too fine for the line tonight.
Let's go.
5+5, you a dime tonight. It's a full house, better play your cards right. I'ma post your pic if you pose. Make one phone call, you in.
The audio is way better than what I heard on some other speakers.
Vogue, head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up, wait, pose. I'm about to do some investing. I'll spend it on you and your bestie.
I think that's a Kanye influence. Bestie. Anyways, come on, you guys are. It's starting to grow on you. What happened to the Fresh Prince? Oh right, Jada. If one of you guys would have made this, Jesse would be playing it every day. It's the Anchor Baby shows. The Anchor Baby is coming up at 11 a.m. And he has a song. Hit it. And he's a singer. Hit it. You're so right. Everything is fake. And the Anchor Baby's and James Hake is coming up at 9 a.m. And he's a singer. Hit it. Every day. You beg him not to. He does it twice. You beg him not to. He'll do it over. He'll do it more. What is this? I didn't get educated, so I don't know all these traditions. Are they boarding a carnival, or is this a school thing? It's a Greek thing. Maybe it's a Greek thing.
A fringe of
Hey.
How you doing, William?
Hey, don't mind this wind. It's a little windy today. I'm just taking a walk.
It's a little windy, but I can't quite hear it. You sound fine, I think, so far.
Okay, cool. Hey, the young man that called in about thinking about college and all of that stuff, I think you gave him some good advice, before you enroll in a 4-year commitment. Maybe go to a junior college first. Get those 2 years under the belt. It'll cut down cost.
Right, you don't know the options. Yeah, you saw where I was going with it.
Yeah. And college is probably not the best place for him other than just spending a bunch of money for 4 years. So, and if you think California is the state, University of California campus or whatever, that's going to be $200,000 for 4 years, so you need to think twice about that. Maybe a trade school be more, a trade school, like he's talking about this computer thing. But the thing about that, there's a lot of people. There's too many people doing that. So maybe think about a trade school,
It is huge. This is a big industry just because it just grows, and what I mean is just very generally, maybe not cybersecurity, but computers, coding.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge industry and just continues to grow. That's just true.
It's growing, and it's a lot. It's kind of like too many people doing it. And I mean, he's at the age. He's young. He's ambitious. He got a little job. It doesn't matter if it's KFC. It's all good. At least you're working. It's your first job.
Yep.
That's good. You live with your parents. Take advantage of that. Stack your money. Try to figure it out as you go along. Maybe an apprenticeship, or even right now the military's recruitment is way up, and he can get a lot of that technology that he's looking at there for free. So
many options, and definitely explore them. That's what I was thinking of. That's where my mind was when I said that. You can explore all these options.
Many options. He's got a lot of options.
Exactly.
He's 18 years old. Yeah.
And I just think if you're sufficiently motivated, you can make anything work. If you're sufficiently motivated, you're not going to go to school and spend $200,000 on some BS thing. If you're sufficiently motivated and you just know that you want to make money in some professional manner in a general way, then you'll find that all that exactly. So you understand.
It'll come to you.
You'll if you go to college, you'll use that correct. You'll go down the pathway you need to.
Right. Now, I didn't have a chance. Some people, they are fortunate enough their parents to pay for their education via private school or college or whatever, and their parents have the money to just send them. And in many cases, it's a lot of waste. It can be. You can have some, like myself, I got kind of lucky. I lucked out. I had a father that was paying attention and said, hey, we race cars professionally. You're pretty good at this. How about you go to this school, a trade, more of a trade situation? And that worked out. It helped me out through life. And
exactly.
But not everybody's going to have that. You can't take for granted that everybody's got a father in the house that would guide them that way. I didn't like some of the things that he wanted me to do as far as education and take a trade school instead of a university. He was looking at the long game.
I hear you, man. Yeah, I hope he's listening. Just to think about things.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. At that age, I didn't see it.
Right.
I wanted a school with a track team. You know what I mean? I want a school
you
with
don't
a track.
you don't see that your path remains open. You just gotta walk and
Right.
you see every step to take. You don't think about
And then
that.
you
You think
don't-
you gotta pick the right
then
steps
you don't
now
even-
and not mess it up.
Mhm.
But that's not true.
And you're not even at that. Not this is a William that is really young. This is not a William that's thinking like he's thinking now. I see the results now. Back then, no. I was just a kid at the time, like this young man you were talking about. When it's hard for you to see things clearly at that age, you know. But I think he could make it. Now, the other kid is saying the one on the video said he was homeless.
Yeah, 17 homeless.
That's been a going thing lately. I mean, what is wrong with these parents, these women? What's going on? I mean, now what is he doing homeless at that age? And I'm telling you, when I was his age, you didn't see people homeless at such a young age like that.
Right.
Homeless people usually were, you know what I mean? They were up in age.
Interesting.
This kid is what?
I didn't even think about that.
17. Yeah, this dude is only 17 years old. Where's his parents? That's 17 or 18 years old. He's got to have his family in his life to, you know, and it seems like he's motivated to do better and everything, and I'm pretty sure he will. Sometimes the people that come through those situations turn out to be the best.
I hear you, man. Yeah, you got to grow from it.
Right. And then the other caller was talking about the blacks because it is Black Friday. He said that he heard something earlier. One of your callers on Hake was addressing something, and the caller was hell bent on pointing out what the whites do, and that is like why the black community is in such trouble is because you will have these mamas come along and say, instead of addressing what they're talking about, instead of addressing what the problem is in the community, they'll come and they just can't help themselves. They have to mention what about the whites. We're not talking about them right now. Can you for once address what's talked about? Yeah. You know, as the gang. No. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You can't. How do you get better with that mindset? And I want to do this like meet in the middle type thing, and not to agree, but to say, hey, hold up, you know what? I can agree that you can find all the same things in every race, murder, gangs, etc.
Yeah,
but
well,
I wonder,
that's true. Yeah,
wondering
that's
out
no
loud
debate.
here, could we imagine an America with black people that didn't have this excuse of racism? Could you say now maybe they would still be different or whatever? I don't care. Like, yeah,
right.
Will one be more violent than the other? Fine, maybe even then they will. But the point is, they would be a lot more alike, I think. And I don't think we know the answer to that because we have not seen in America for a long time, well before I was around, an America with black people that don't have this excuse.
Well, I came from that era.
Exactly.
I want to say when I was a baby, 1 year old, I want to say from that time until I was 13, 14, 15, coming into being a teenager, I would say from 1 year old to about 15, 16, 17, the blacks were like that. And they were better off. They didn't make excuses. You didn't get a call in my household and somebody say, Mrs. Such and Such, the boys are around the corner. They're picking all the apples off the tree. They climbed the fence. I didn't have a mother to say, not my kids. I had a father to say, send them around the corner so we can straighten this out. See, they don't address things and they don't want to. It's called deflecting. You know, they don't want you talking about them. This is Black Friday. We will talk about black people. We want a solution for black people because we love black people. Yeah. Isn't that correct, Nick?
I love that. Yes, we do. If we love anybody.
And I cannot go to school as a little kid, look at another kid that's Irish, Asian, or whatnot, and sit there and hold something against him for something his ancestors did 170 years ago and hold that against him and make him my enemy. And I can actually, I'm very proud of this one, Nick. If somebody don't like me, it's not because somebody don't like me. I ain't having nobody not like me because I'm black. And if they have, I don't know nothing about it, but that's just the way I carry myself. They don't even approach me with that. You see what I'm saying? You don't like me, don't like me. Yeah, I try to carry myself in a way that they won't use that excuse. I don't like William because he's black.
Right.
No, I don't have that problem because I don't give them that problem. If I don't like you, it's because of what you did, not because of your skin color. Definitely not your ancestors.
I think this is how men used to think. I suspect.
Is that much respect on that one?
Yeah, Ben, for sure. No, I think this is how men used to think, and it makes sense. You can't if you don't. I heard this actually growing up. You don't give people an excuse, right? You don't give people that excuse. Nowhere in that advice is you got to worry about how people are going to perceive your skin color. See, that's the point of that. Is that it doesn't matter if someone even did that. They could not say that you were an indecent person. They would have to lie about you.
If they have disliked me for my skin color, I could tell you what, they respect me enough and look dead in my eyes and say, he ain't the one. And about those kind of women that make those kind of excuses, I'm going to tell you about an old player because my pimp hand is good. I walk away from that kind
It's Friday. It's Black Friday.
I walk away from those kind of women. We wore them out in the 80s, and they're bitter, and they're sitting there making excuses for children and young men and women that are behaving badly, and they don't want you to say anything about them. You know, Nick, I'll never forget. They're both dead now. I'll never forget some of those times that my father would tell my mother, you go back in the house. I'm dealing with my two sons.
Big.
Because we were his children, not hers. His. That's his house. He's raising us. He's taking care of her and me and my brother. And I've heard him many a times. Do not involve yourself in when I'm dealing with these two boys. Because I know what they're capable of doing. Everything that my son has done, I did it before him. So don't get involved. I don't need the mama thing. And at that age, I didn't like it. I wanted my mom to come save me. And it wasn't no saving. You know why it was no saving? Because my father ran that house.
Big, William. This is what's needed, I think.
Yeah, see, that they can't, and that thing out there in Dayton, she can't help but bring up, what about whites? When we talk about them, we will talk about them. But right now, and no, that wasn't a YouTube clip. That was the news. A black woman beating her daughter to death at 3 years old. You don't want us to know about that, Maze?
Hey, yeah, that's true. It's not just a clip. I mean, these are things that are happening.
You seen it, didn't you?
I seen it.
They put the baby in they put the little girl in a suitcase, her and her boyfriend. And here's the deal. All three of them's name is different. The baby, the mother, and the boyfriend. So you know what that means. Where's daddy?
Right, messing around. That happens a lot in those kind of households where the original father's not around and they bring in strange men. That's where these things happen.
Exactly. Broken homes, brother. Broken homes.
Bill, you've been real clear on it, man. Thank you for that.
Take care, Nick. You have a good weekend.
You too. Enjoy your weekend. Call me again.
I will.
844-900-2229.
Say it, Slickback.
No, it's a pimp named Slickback, like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing. A pimp named Slickback.
Can we call you Slickback for short?
No, nigga, I'm a pimp named Slickback.
Crystal, who is this person?
Nigga, are you deaf? I'm a pimp named Slickback. Say it with me now.
He's my pimp.
You're a pimp? So you really are
Yes, I'm a hoe. Come on, bitch, now.
A pimp named Slickback. Could I please have a minute?
A minute? Let us pray the pimp's prayer. Lord, please pray for the soul of this bitch and guide my pimp hand and make it strong, Lord, so that she might learn a hoe's place. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Damn, William. I just messed around. You never seen Boondocks, Nesio? How you doing, Nesio? You think that's Cat Williams, Josh? I really want to be Cat Williams for Halloween. I think I've said it before, but I think I could do a good Cat Williams. And I want to get like the full perm, straight, like it goes straight and then a curl at the end. I want to do this. I want to be this for Halloween. But when it went longer though, with the like this. I want to be Cat Williams for Halloween. You know, you say like you say like smart things, but you're also like pimp ghetto a little bit. Like, I tell you the intricacies of our societies with these hoes. You know what I mean? Like, and then you say something ghetto. But anyways. And like a really proper Cat Williams, like not even messing around, like full suit. Let me tell you something about the world. Money moves. No, anyways, we'll work on it, but I can't even hear myself with these headphones.
Is the Iran Mall, located in Tehran, Iran. And while many people think the Dubai Mall is the largest in the world, Iran Mall is almost twice the size. At almost 2 million square meters, it has over 7 floors of parking and almost 2,500 stores. And from the very second you walk into this place, it is incredibly extravagant with so much shopping, from Persian rugs to basically anything you can think. And one of the most impressive spots was this grand library that has over 75,000 books. It features lots of traditional Iranian architecture and also blends the modern luxury with the cultural heritage of Iran. And in my multiple hours exploring this place, I didn't even get to see half of what it has to offer. From its ice skating rinks to sports complex to movie theaters, it has it all. And there's even a European area that has the cobblestone streets with plazas and all kinds of European bakeries. But one of the things that really stood out to me is when you go outside of the Iran Mall, they also have a water show like in Dubai. But this one puts the Dubai Mall water show.
Did Sharia law do this? Did Bitcoin do this? Did oil do this? What did this?
To shame. So as usual, I'm sure you didn't know about this place, especially the fact that it's...
We got to get up on our skyscraper game, man. But also, I mean, we don't have the same population and all that. Maybe proportionally it's all cool. But...
I think the Dubai Mall is the largest in the world. Iran Mall is almost...
It's amazing. Persians are Muslims, right? Hey, thank you for the super chats, by the way. Appreciate all the support. Kaya says super. Birdie Bound Brian with the super chat says, it's not clocking with you that I'm standing on business, is it? I love that. Best super chat. It's not clocking, is it? I think his Canadian came out a bit.
Getting it. It's not clocking. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it? You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it? You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
He's so serious too. Appreciate the support, y'all. Thank you, Rumble, for all the supporters and members. Couple coffees here. Buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Here's from Eric. A couple responses to the women super chats from the other day. Let's see here. Eric Harlan says, incels don't exist. It's just a matter of lowering one's standards. Volcels exist when a man is completely out of desirable options that he throws in the towel. And he says, with more coffees here, you asked what I meant by every step a woman takes, she carries the immeasurable weight of virtue. Eric explains women carry the fate of the world. That's why they must be protected by a strong father. A man's value is tied to competence. With experience, he creates value. A woman's value is tied to virtue. Virtue is preserved from a lack of experience. The stability of society depends on a woman's virtue, honesty, purity, morality, and innocence. Why? The woman is the man's god. Men go where women are. Men do what women want. That's why women must preserve virtue in society, or society falls into degeneracy, the fallen state. When women lack virtue, the fate of society depends on divine intervention. Interesting, Eric. I'm going to have to smoke on that. Hit me up and remind me, and I'll respond to you, you know, like even in just the chat or whatever. That's the type of thing that it will just remain, and I'll smoke on, and an opinion will form. I'm sure of it. So hit me back up and we'll pick it back up. I appreciate the coffees, Eric, and the support. You foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you? Before your very eyes, Jesus Christ was clearly portrayed as crucified. I would like to learn just one thing from you. Did you receive the Spirit by observing the law, or by believing what you heard? Are you so foolish? After beginning with the Spirit, are you now trying to attain your goal by human effort? Have you suffered so much for nothing? If it really was for nothing, does God give you his Spirit to work miracles among you because you observe the law, or because you believe what you heard? Consider Abraham. He believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Understand then that those who believe are children of Abraham. The scripture foresaw that God would justify the Gentiles by faith and announce the gospel in advance to Abraham. All nations will be blessed through you. So those who have faith are blessed along with... I guess that's it. Galatians? As for me, brothers, if I am still preaching the necessity of circumcision, why am I still being persecuted? In that case, the offense of the cross has been removed. I wish that those who are upsetting would castrate themselves. Wait, what? Anybody even understand all this? I gather a little bit. I think this is Paul talking to them people. He's telling them, like, are you dumb? We're talking about the inner world. It's spirit this, spirit that. And now you guys are, I don't know, trying to understand intellectually. I don't know what he's saying to them. Those who believe are children of Abraham. I guess he's saying that being a child of Abraham, being a child of God, is what makes you a child of Abraham. You know, I think whoever posted this is trying to say, oh, the state of Israel today. Mic check 3. He sounds like he's in a closet. Something's wrong with my mic again? Hold up. Test. Mic check. Test. You know, it's funny that I think usually people don't like Paul. But now the people that don't like Paul, now they're liking him. Because I guess this says to them, today's Israel is not the Israel of the Bible. So, a little bit of inside baseball politics. Now, you're the enemy of my enemy. Now Paul's your friend. Now you like Paul deniers, because he denies the Jews. I don't know, folks. I didn't grow up like that. Like, what do they call it? I heard it called something today. Dispensationalism. Now, what the heck is that? Dispensary. Dispensationalism. A theological system that interprets the Bible by dividing history into distinct periods called dispensations, each characterized by a specific way God relates to humanity. It emphasizes literal interpretations of Scripture, a distinction between Israel and the church, and often includes a belief in a future earthly kingdom for Israel. I don't know. I think you can bless and not hate the state and the people of Israel and the Jews today. And you can not have, and you can not share some of this. I don't know how to explain this. Like, beliefs,
says that this
some of
attack
these, like, beliefs.
At the end of time, the Bible says that this attack at the end of time will come on Israel from the north and the south, and that will be the final war, the war to...
But it's like total, I would have... Anyways, that's a not necessary side point.
The Bible says that this attack at the end of time will come on Israel from the north and the south, and that will be the final war, the war to end all wars that will usher in the end of time. Now, here's the question. Are we entering into that war right now? In Ezekiel 38 and 39, it mentions nations, Gog and Magog. That would be like modern day Russia. It also mentions Persia in Ezekiel 38 and 39. That corresponds to modern day Iran. What we do know is that if Iran enters the war, that Turkey and Russia will probably go with them. Right behind them will be North Korea and China. And if all of the world powers start attacking from the north and the south, start trying to attack Israel, that could be the war to end all wars that ushers in the end of history. You may be going right now like, bro, this is heavy, man. Can I just say this? There's a lot of hope in Ezekiel 38 and 39. Because we know how that battle ends. But the Bible says exactly at the moment when it looks like all hope is lost for the descendants of Isaac, that the Lord himself, Jesus Christ, will descend. He will take the battlefield and he will win the war once and for all time.
I've been hearing about prophecies and end times stuff my whole life, honestly. So I don't know. The thing is too, though, isn't a lot of the things that they say in the Bible though? So it's kind of interesting, no? It's like I do leave space and think to myself, of the greater cosmic things that I don't understand. You know, this Israel, these Jews, they really are at the center, for good or for bad, you know. Chosen, sure, but for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I heard Hake say that once, but I don't know. They're awesome in the every sense of the word, right? Just awesome. Like that can just awe-inducing. It's not a moral statement. But I don't know. I guess the problem I've gathered that people have is that their politicians have these ideas of the end times as Israel. But I don't know. I mean, it's not. It varies. I think it varies because when you just talk to people in your life in America, boomers and different age cohorts and of different backgrounds. But when you talk to people, you gather that regular people have this affinity. Like they see Christianity and Israel connected, and they don't necessarily think it's the end times or even know about the third temple. It's not that deep for them. So, you know, when the Bible says if you abandon Israel, what? Something like that. If you abandon Israel, you won't be blessed, or you'll be blessed if you bless Israel. Or the Jews or whatever. I don't know exactly what it says, but just consider your interactions with people in life and how at every moment you could bless them or curse them. And you could choose to like go with a thought, go with like a previous conception, or you could just drop it for this very moment. I think that's blessing somebody. Even if they are acting crazy or out of control, if you are talking to a Jewish person, you're like, wow, you're so entitled. What's going on? And you start feeling something about it. Imagine if you just drop that. I think that's the moment you bless somebody. Even if you're saying some truth about somebody. But you drop the frustration about it, and then you leave the space for love. I think that's when you bless somebody, as opposed to curse them. Hey, Josh, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing well. How you doing, man?
All is well, man. Thanks for your call. How you been? Go ahead.
Yeah. No problem, man. Yeah. I was calling about the Israel thing, man.
Nice. What do you got to say about it?
You know, it seems very simple to me, you know. It's just masculine versus the feminine, and Israel is the masculine, and all those Arab countries around them are the feminine. And you know, all the news stories seem to try to be complicating it and confusing it, but it all comes back to, you know, that, you know.
Right.
Just Israel are the white people. The Arabs are the black people. They're jealous. The woman is jealous of the man. Satan is jealous of God. And, but, you know, it's like there are feminine men and then there's masculine women, so it gets tricky at times. So that's why you have to kind of wait and see sometimes, you know. But that's what it all comes down to, man. Drake versus Kendrick, right? Remember we said that?
I do remember
Drake
that.
Is Israel. Yeah, Drake is Israel. Kendrick is the Arab.
Right, the people against society, against civilization itself. You know, here's what it is. That's why I keep bringing up this concept of Iran's nuclearization. I noticed that even the dissenters, the harsh critics, the so-called anti-Semites, the left, the Democrat, the people who know about this, who know about Iran, the situation, the history, and everything, the people who actually know that, they all agree, even if they don't like Israel. When it comes down to it, you'll ask them, okay, do you want Iran to nuclearize? Like, no, they're definitely an enemy. Give me 1 sec, Josh. Hold on for me. Sorry,
Okay.
I got to deal with something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Yeah, I'm here, man. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. Okay.
Hey,
Okay,
test,
okay.
mic check. Hey, folks, I think we're back here. Sorry about that. We still got Josh.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir? Appreciate the patience. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, man.
All right.
But, yeah, so, you know, so Iran is like, are they considered like white Muslims or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way of looking at it. It's just like a distinct ethnicity, you know, Persian, I think,
Yeah.
is how to put it.
Persian.
And they speak, I believe, Farsi, and they do share an Islamic common. They do share as an Islamic what's the word I'm looking for? Origin, but I believe the language they speak is Farsi. And I don't know. I heard they were the descendants. I heard they were the descendants of somebody.
Because, like, I know the Russians have Muslims, like Khabib. You know Khabib, right?
Yeah. Khabib, yeah, Khabib, the Dagestanis.
Like white-looking Muslims.
Yeah, those are. I'm not familiar. I'm not actually familiar, to be honest, what their origins are and all that. I'm actually not familiar.
Because the Dagestanis, they're not like the Arab Muslims.
But they're also not like the white
They're more
people.
civilized.
Oh, okay. Is that so? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that that kind of they I don't know but they're still Muslims though. So, but I don't know. A lot of people respect Khabib and the Dagestanis because
right.
They're like with Putin. They agree with Putin, and they're white, and but they're not normal whites, like Hake would say. But
something happened. Yeah, I'm not sure either. But they seem to have this distinction to them.
Yeah, kind of like I know Khabib is a huge Trump supporter, and he's very pro Putin.
Really?
They're more masculine. They're I guess Cubans are like that too. Cubans are very pro Trump. They're very
Is that so?
Conservative.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. Cubans in America, particularly.
Yeah,
I've heard that too about
Miami
Cubans.
in Florida. Yeah. Yeah, they're very conservative.
Yeah, or something like that. Republican. I'm not sure. I think I've heard that too, though.
Yeah,
it might be true. I think Reagan and amnesty might have had something to do with that, and so they have an almost history tradition there.
I mean, you've seen Scarface. That's what the whole movie Scarface is about. He was a refugee,
That's right.
from Colombia, or
from Cuba.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, ponle más jamón, ponle más jamón. Do you remember that part? I don't know why that's my favorite part.
What was that?
It's literally a nothing part in the whole movie when he's getting like a Cuban sandwich or something like that, and the sandwich maker's like, "Hey, papi, ponle más jamón, ponle más jamón, put more ham." It's not even. That's my favorite part for some reason.
when he was working in the shop, when he was working in the
in the sandwich shop, he's like, "Ponle más jamón."
That whole movie is
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. But the point is that they're liberal Israelis, they're liberal white people, they're liberal female Republicans, And so I guess that's how the spiritual battle is. You can't just say just because someone is conservative or masculine. I generally think of Israel as masculine, white, conservative, civilized people. That's what I generally think, but I guess it varies. It varies, You got some Black American conservatives, You got Clarence Thomas, but generally, but that's the thing. I guess you can't generalize it, can you?
Sometimes you can, I think sometimes you can.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
I think so, yeah. I think I'll just leave it like that. If I felt I could generalize right now with you, I would. I'm just leaving it as an I don't know for myself.
And that's the whole purpose of not agreeing or disagreeing.
Yep.
That way you just wait and see, kind of. You don't just. But there are times you can generalize.
Of course, I think it has its place and it has its use.
Yeah.
Either way, you're allowed to do it, but well, right on, Josh. Anything else you want to say here?
Yeah. No, that's all, man. That's all.
Thank you, Josh. Call me again, man.
That's all, man. Will do, bro. Yep. All right.
Hey, what you guys doing? That's a lot of dishes to be washed. How the fuck you gonna do that now? I gotta look after my investment.
Voy a hacer, compadre, jamón, ponle jamón. ¿Qué más carne ni más carne? Así viene sandwich, man.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes. This guy was asking for, he's like purchasing a sandwich, and the guy's mad. He's like, "Hey, ponle más jamón," you know, like, "Hey, put more ham in the sandwich, man." And the guy gets mad. I forget who he is, and he's like, "¿Qué más carne? Así viene el sandwich, man." Like, that's how the sandwich comes, man. Stop asking for more jamón. Well, that's I don't know why this is my favorite. This part's actually my favorite part of the movie. Hey, ponle más jamón, man. Ponle más jamón. I remember I stopped saying that so long ago, but when I was working in the kitchens, I would just say that all the time for some reason. Like, hey, ponle más jamón, man. Ponle jamón. Así viene el sandwich, man. That's how the sandwich comes. Stop complaining. Clip is quiet, though. Ponle más jamón. Let's find a... This is the loudest this one gets. Let's see. Why are these clips terrible?
Disculpe, señor.
¿Qué quiere?
Oiga, mira mi sándwich. Póngale más jamón. Viva más jamón, man.
Okay. They also enjoyed the scene like I did. Ponle más jamón.
We got a lot of work.
I don't think they have it in this clip. The Deech Watcher. The Deech Watcher. Hey, the Deech Watcher. I watch Deeches. Come on, ponle más jamón.
¿Qué le pasa a este hombre ahora, viejo? What's wrong?
Voy a hacer, compadre, jamón, ponle jamón. ¿Qué más carne ni más carne? Así viene sandwich, man.
Let's go. There you go. That one with the volume. That one's for you for the volume. Manolo. Yeah, that's who he was. This was Manolo in the movie. Ponle jamón. Ponle jamón. I'm just telling you, man. Ponle jamón, man. That's all I'm asking. The supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran, back in February 2015, tweeted the following. I'm not into cinema and visual arts, but when it comes to poetry and novels, I'm not just a typical audience. Hashtag books. Hashtag avid reader. I like Kamini. You know, he's one of the girlies. That's actually terrible. That's actually terrible. We've never been the initiators of conflicts or confrontations with anyone. Is that true?
کسی خباثت کنه و شروع کنه بدانه که سیلی‌های سختی خواهد خورد. زندگی برای اونها تب خواهد شد بدون تردید. فکر نکنند که زدند و تمام شد. نه.
We're just on his profile. You're probably going to get state propaganda on X. It happens.
That.
Hey, Carver. We gotta figure out more longer streams here. Poor Carver. This is my son. He's so sweet. He goes to Costco with me and likes to cook and know he does not live at home, and he has a good sales job. He's 24, 6'2", calling all good girls that are single and want a good man.
What are you doing?
Hey, ladies, my son is single.
Is this?
Say hi, Devin.
Bona mama. Bona ma'am? What is this one?
He's so sweet. He goes to Costco with his mommy. See? Ladies, y'all better know when a good man. Listen to the mother.
What the? I think we know. I think we see her problem. I think we know her. I think we might know his problem here. Well, we don't necessarily know if he has a problem. I mean, this is just the mom meddling, taking videos of her son. This is my son. He's so sweet, and he goes to Costco with me and likes to cook. And no, he does not live at home. That's good. He doesn't live at home. Okay, he just likes to go to Costco with his mama. So why are you going to Costco with your mama so much if you don't even live with her? And no, he does not live at home. He has a good sales job. He's 24 years old, 6'2", and single. Calling all good girls if you want a good man.
What are you doing?
What is you doing, mama? More than you know, son.
Hi, ladies. My son is single.
What is this?
Say hi, Devin.
Bona mama. Bona ma'am? What is this one?
So sweet. He goes to Costco with his mommy.
What? And she posted. Mama is incurring massive aura debts. Mama is incurring massive aura debts into this young man. Those are some short shorts. It's a lot of leg, young man. Anyways, look, Mama posted this. Mama posted this. So now the wider internet, I mean, it's reached the anchor, baby. So you know it's bad. Oh, 14 million views. Not only, oh my God. Mama has not, I thought it was just maybe just a little like negative in the red transaction here. But this is terrible. Mama has aura bankrupted her son. She has aura bankrupted him. His children's, if he even gets one with his negative aura, if he ever even has children.
With his mom. Ladies, y'all better know when a good man listen to the mother.
If you want a good man that listens to his mommy and goes to Costco with his mommy, yeah. It's a spiritual battle, folks. It really is. If you think to yourself, if you're at home thinking to yourself, wow, why can't I get a girl? What, da, 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 and you want these things, right? And you're also like weak and close to your mom, and you hear Bond, you hear Jesse out, you hear me out. You're like, whatever, man. Like, my mom's nice. I love her. Like, that's not my problem. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. It's a spiritual battle. All things are spiritual. And this comes off of you. This forms you, molds your responses and behaviors of women. And women can't either learn and get onto this, they catch on, etc. This mama, okay? And mama's really, really unattractive. Mama can be, and I see it all. I've seen it. This is the thing about this. What I'm saying right now is I've seen it. So I know what I'm talking about. And you could be very attractive even. You could be a very attractive young man. Or you could do many things. But mama spirit, I see this a lot with blacks too, because I noticed, black men, they clean up. Generally, I notice they clean up nice, especially if they're trying to get women. They clean up nice and all that. They seem to do all the things right, and I notice that visually speaking, I don't know if black men usually ever have that problem, or if that's something they really do. You know, yet I've noticed women pass up men who are just so mama. It's all over them. I don't know how to explain it besides what I'm saying here. So it's spiritual. So, you're thinking, how do I better myself? How do I improve? How do I make things better? How do I get stronger? How do I get women to like me? Which is not really the framing that I'm coming at it from. But it starts there, folks. If you're a young man listening. So anyways. We got Aaron, Maryland.
Yo, what's going on, Nick?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. Hey, are you still doing raps and everything on your show?
No, I
Are you
never.
cool
I
with
have
that,
never
or-
started that. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought I could call in and rap for you on here, man. My bad. I didn't know that. Sorry about
I
that.
don't remember that. I think I remember us talking about maybe like ciphering and for fun one day. I don't know if that never came about. No, you
I
are
thought
not
people
allowed to
called
just
on your
call
show
my show and
before.
rap. That is not
Oh,
a
sorry
thing.
about that. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, man.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just saying. That's not a policy. Why, you want to rap something?
Okay.
You got some lines?
Yeah,
I don't
I
mean
wanna rap for you.
No, that's totally fine. I'm just saying that's
Oh,
not
really?
that's not a policy. So I don't. Rappers don't start calling me. You know what I'm saying? But what can I
I'm not
say?
sure
I
what you
think
mean.
we're what?
I don't want to.
You're not ruining
start
anything. I'm just saying that's not a policy. But I think the
I
chat
think
wants
it's
to
a
hear
long
you
time.
out.
It's fine. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive actually.
Okay. Let
We're
me know
gonna-
when I can go.
we're
I
gonna
was waiting for you. You know, I was waiting for you in the Discord because my mic is better, but I understand. if it
Okay,
can't be
thanks
that
for
way.
calling.
No, I can do it right now.
No, this is perfect. All right,
Okay, you ready?
Aaron, all you, man. The chat will.
All right, here we go.
Your life is in chat's hands. You're right
Beautiful.
now. You're
I'm not
sitting
gonna
on
look
a.
at it.
You're
I
sitting
can't
on a
look at it.
chair. No, I don't mean to make you nervous, but the chair. And,
No.
And
Keep
there's
doing it.
sharks beneath you.
Let's do it.
And it's up to chat.
Beautiful. Adrenaline is up. I'm ready.
I hit it.
Okay. All right. Everybody blue nowadays. They looking cyan, crying about the world. You never even knew Iran. Need to be the bomb up in the bank. Get your finance. Did you even silent pray today? You need to enhance the clarity. You seem to be your needs. Your ninjas need Jesus. Can't even see the fallacy. You got a weak thesis. I cannot let go of me. You gotta see I need this. My pieces in the pieces. You can call me Mr. Reese's. Sweet and then sour, feeling changing by the hour. See no sunflower, never receiving showers. Babble like the tower, but never speaking with power. The lies only devour and the truth only empower. It's just a 12er. Just a 12er for you.
That's pretty lyrically creative.
That was all.
You kind of
Thanks,
bobbing and
man.
weaving there a bit. Babble?
Yeah, I was sliding towards the end.
No,
What'd
I
you say?
mean, I was saying that that's actually got pretty creative there, and you were bobbing and weaving.
Thank you, man.
Some concepts there, right? Babble, tower. How you speaking?
Yeah, I was playing around a little bit.
Playing
I was
around, a little
little bit.
wordplay. Yeah, I like it. Hey, shout out.
Yeah, cool, man.
doing
Hey,
a
I
little-
appreciate that,
a
man.
little
Hey,
bob,
other
a little
rappers,
weave.
don't bother him.
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying I didn't have an open mic policy.
I know what you mean. I know
But
what
you may
mean,
have
man.
earned it, sir.
I think Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Nice.
All
sir.
right, man.
Appreciate it, man. Call me again.
Absolutely. Happy Black Friday for you.
Yeah, big time, big time. 12 bars, Hake. A little 12er. Bobbing and weaving. Trackhawk? Is that a type of Jeep? A Trackhawk Jeep? Chase Trackhawk Jeep. Why are you making me think of lyrics? Trackhawk Jeep. Trackhawk Jeep. Trackhawk Jeep. Right? Trackhawk Jeep. Trackhawk Jeep.
I had to get off the leash. Money counted that bitch beat me. 10 ran 20 bands up in a week. Yeah, Tanner and Lewis skirt off in a Buick, so we don't need track hot Jeeps. Bare body money got a mill like Meek. I heard your money was weak. Me and Tanner up in New York getting breach. Got a bad bit out there, her name Elise. Yeah, I got the keys, I'm feeling like a leash. This not a rental, bitch, this not a lease. I got the bow, bitch go feet. Got a bow white girl like Miss Bo Peep. I had to get a chopper and a lead. I had to get her the what? I had to get off the leash. I had to get off the leash. I had to get off the leash. I had to get out 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 the leash. I had to get off 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 the leash. Money counted that bitch beat me. 10 ran 20 bands up in a week. Yeah, Tanner and Lewis skirt off in a Buick, so we don't need track hot Jeeps. Bare body money got a mill like Meek.
Amazing. Thanks everybody for the super chats and all the support. We've been chilling out on this fine Friday, kicking it back here. I think last few minutes of the show here. Gotta get some stuff done anyways. So, I hope you've been enjoying it, kicking it back, chilling, taking the calls, doing the topics. We'll let it play out a bit here. Pretty much kicking it back, pretty much closing it off here. So what can I say? Thank you so much for all the support. Hope you enjoy the Nick streams, the chill streams. Going into the weekend, so make sure you enjoy it. Rest, work, whatever you have to do. I'll be back Sunday, of course, with Jesse Lee Peterson, from rebuildingtheman.com/church. But we keep going week after week. We keep it up. Thanks for the support. Thanks to you guys for always being there too. Take care, y'all. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you again.
Because, like, literally, you are the worst.